Hello and welcome back to another casual night chit chat show. Before we begin, a lot of housekeeping is needed, but more importantly, I need to put myself a schedule list on the side. Oh boy, that is one topic. Or another say topic. That is one routine that I need to put on. I need to pin it on the side of my stream because I do forget some of them, and it is bad. Okay. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the schedule before we move on. And it goes like this. Number one, we for the first half an hour, we will play the game of the day, and that is Brawlers. Okay. Now the question is, do I want to continue Brawlers next year? And I did say Brawlers has now become a community event whereby most likely, if not, the only way to get players is during the community day night. And during the community night, the stream might go a little bit longer because of a few things. One of it is, do we have a topic for the day? And then, of course, the second half of the stream is for game dev, collection, and whatnot. So that's the reason why I need to have a small little schedule on the side. That is the most important thing. The content is not, uh, the content is part of it, but I have to go through as much content as I can within the period of 1 hour. And yeah, it might, no, I won't say it might, it definitely will reach to a point where I need a schedule, and the point is today. Okay, because we have a few things that I want to do. And that is, all right, so first half an hour, we got the game of the day. The second half is the game dev. And if not game dev, it would be the not say topic of the day. So where do I slot the topic of the day? And that is usually the first half, all right? So that's the reason why I need a little bit of structure in a way. And that's that. And to top it off, because I'm running a collection, I need to do giveaways. I need to check on the giveaway as well. And I keep missing out on that. So that's a bad deal. So with that, the second half, we will start off with the giveaway, not say session, but the giveaway check. And what I mean by giveaway check, that is basically check the giveaway page if I have a giveaway, check the collection page if I have a drop income or incoming drop. I need to release them during the halftime show. And the halftime show has to be, in fact, actually, I would like it to be, but for the stream community night, that things needs to tweak a little bit. So for now, I'm gonna taper that a little bit because there are downtimes on the stream on stream not it, the community tournament night, and that also will change the flow of the stream. Yup, that's why I want to put it out. Okay, so for now, not say for that. So there are a few key things I need to prepare for sure, and we're gonna move with this. So we already have our part one, part two. We have the, what do you call this? The halftime show, and then the giveaway, the logistic stuff will be done at the end of the show. That's it, right? And that's it. Simple as that. Okay, so with that, now we can begin with. Actually, I have two topics. Actually, I have one main topic, but oh boy, we have some juicy, I won't say drama, but a little bit of drama. Something that I not say I did not foresee, but we did talk a lot about it, and that is about generative AI and AI as a whole. You cannot avoid it. It is, lack of a better word, it is inevitable, right? It will happen. The only question is, where would it pivot to? And there are some comments that I've read out there and some takes that I read out there. Some people are not happy about it. Some people are okay with okay because that's kind of the next step. Some people are just on the fence. To me, I did say, okay, if you're using AI as a copy paste tool, then that's terrible. That is just bad, all right? It is as simple as stealing other people's photo or art, which is a lot of people's, not say consensus, but the consensus on why people are not on board on AI. But those people as well. I'm not saying those people. I cannot use the word those people because they have their other reasoning as well, and some of it I don't agree, and it doesn't matter because opinions are opinions. Everything is subjective, but the objective is still the key thing. Is that if you don't want to use, if you say AI will steal art, okay, then I would say why not go further? Why not just straight up ban everything digital art? Go back to square one. Use paint, right? Use your skills to paint, and that's it. And to top it off, if you're gonna paint stuff, guess what? You cannot take a photo out of it. Everything must come from your imagination. So that's the thing, right? Then people say, no, you know what, that's too far. Da, da, da. So what's the difference, right? What's the difference between AI and Photoshop? So that's that. Another thing I would say, not say another thing, so that's one camp, okay? Another camp would be the tools. And I would say treat AI as a tool because Photoshop, I can still see the fun bit is, let's use Photoshop because Photoshop used to be the center of the digital art controversy. Is that I can easily just copy a photo from Google, paste it in my Photoshop, and I just tweak the color, change a little bit, put a brush stroke here and there. Is it my art or is it still a copied art? If that's the best example I can give, and the answer will base on that. If you say the answer is yes, it is a copy, then I would say, okay, you know what, AI would be the same exact thing. If you say it's not a copy, and I would say exactly the same thing. AI would also not be a copy. that is the not say controversy. That is the fine line between how you use the tool. No, that is the fine line on how the tool is used. It all depends on the user. Because if I would just simply type, all right, give me a Star Wars character, and technically speaking, Star Wars is an IP. And actually, there's a topic about Star Wars that I want to talk about, but I don't think I have the time to talk today. Oh boy, it is a long thing, right? Everything will chain react. All right. So that is one key thing, and the reason why I'm putting this first is that Larian Studios is using AI as a reference point, and that is exactly what I would be using for. I would use the AI to get a reference point on how I can, model stuff. Like for example, if you want to ask me how do I model my models, I don't dream it out of the blue. I ask for reference, and reference are from Google, and I'll just cut and paste. Right? I'll take this portion, and then what happens if I combine this portion with another portion? That's it. It's exactly the same process. The only difference is I go to Google, and then if you are saying going to Google, no, is Google an AI? Because it fetches all the data needed. And if you say Google is not an AI, then go search for yourself by asking people for their reference. Then you cannot use the internet because it's gonna evolve. And I'm gonna say this before we jump into the news. Okay, you need to adapt. You need to change certain things when certain things change, especially things that change, no, the changes that is out of your control. Simple as that. All right, that includes game, art, and everything. Yes, you still can keep the essence of the art, and that is why AI can never replace real artists. So that's my saying. Because if you're not copying, you cannot copy an essence. Like it's straight up. You can't copy. Like my style, it took quite a few tries to get kind of the style that I want. Yes, people can just come and copy paste my collection. No problem. But can they repeat that style? Do it have its essence? Yes. So that's the big difference between a great IP and a copied item. That's that, right? That's the most important thing, regardless how you see it. And yeah, and it's the same exact thing. Like, can other games copy Brawler's gameplay? The answer is yes. I can actually copy this gameplay and call it my own. But is it my own? people can trace back, oh, this game is actually done by somebody else, and you can trace, right? It trace all back to the original creator. Now, the next question is this the best iteration of this game? The answer is, I wouldn't say yes, but I wouldn't say no as well. I would say it definitely can be improved in the future. The question is how, when, and that's it. How and when. Okay, because for example, we might not know certain game mechanics, but maybe later down the road, some people will just figure out, okay, you know what, if I have this combination, done. Ta-da, done. Simple as that. And for brawlers, okay. So the problem is I cannot dissect a lot of games because some games is logic based, and if I dissect too much, I basically break the essence of the gameplay, and that would be a big, not say big problem, and that would break the game straight up. Simple as that. So with that, let's jump into the news. So for example, this is a great scheduling that I can put out. If we don't have a game to play, we can definitely talk about news because I would definitely want to talk about it. I just don't want to just play games because if not, I have a lot of games that I want to play, okay? But I did put a commitment to the stream, the original commitment. In fact, it is still the original commitment. It is to play brawlers, and we need to definitely talk about this for next year. No, really kind of have this thing for next year already. I just need to make it official. So we're gonna make it official by the end of the year. Most likely it's gonna be I will just play brawlers during the community tournament. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I'll call it the community tournament night. Tourney night. And I think that's it. That's really it. That's because on the other end is no, not no. We want to put as positive I wouldn't say energy. I don't want to use the word positive energy, but we don't want to talk too, not say too bad. What's the better word for it? We don't want to just have bad news. Negative news is kind of that, yes, along that lines. We don't want to have negative news as much as we can. We want to keep it as lively, positive, hopeful, positive stuff. All right, we want more positive stuff. Okay, so now before we do anything, I need to. Okay, great. Yes, this is good. Boop. Oh, this is too not good. This one, yes. Ta-da! Let's start off with it, right? B3 Studios, Laren says it's using Gen AI for Divinity, but not looking at trimming down teams to replace them. I don't care. This doesn't really matter in my opinion. A lot of people will say, "Oh no, you're gonna use AI to replace workers." The same exact sentiment would be this. Okay. If we don't, if we don't have computers, who's gonna do all those complex calculation? Can it be done on time? So we definitely have, obviously, back at the heyday, we have human computers, human calculators. People literally do the math. The fun bit is those who do the math, what do they use? Calculators. So in a way, they are not really literally counting in their head, although some of them are gifted and definitely talented. They can do it in their head without issue. Those are crazy. No, I won't say crazy. Those are like, I would say God tier, S tier, right? S tier mathematicians. Yeah, those are crazy, right? I would say crazy as in the skill that they have. Ooh, 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 ooh. And of course, having computers, having tools to definitely computers, right? Having computers does make their job much more efficient because now instead of doing those legwork, now they can do more complex calculation. It's crazy. It's crazy though. Like no, it's crazy. And see, that's the fun bit. Just because we have computers right now, but do we understand the components on working a math problem? If you ask me, I don't know. See, that's the problem. I can have the most beefiest computer. If I don't know how to use them, it's useless. If I cannot use them correctly, it's useless. I can use 1 plus 1 is 2. So that's the key thing, right? That's the key thing. All right. So Baldur's Gate, Bloomberg, Larian's using generative AI for certain tasks. It will flash out the PowerPoint presentation. Yeah, nobody wants to do PowerPoint presentation in my opinion. In fact, I would like to still see if there is a job position purely on just PowerPoint presentation. If the answer is yes, okay, you know what? This is a fair take. Obviously, no, right? Yeah, I'm gonna say no for PowerPoint presentation. Develop concept art, write placeholder text. Yeah, placeholder text is these are something that you just simply just make sure it's fast, and generative AI does help a lot on this. Yeah, that's it. Do we have a placeholder job position? Answer is no. But if there is, do let me know. Okay. Next, ultimately, Appear in Divinity will be created by actual humans. Yeah, at the end of the day, you still need the essence of it. You need art that stands out. AI cannot do that, okay? And it will never, you know what, I dare say, AI can never do something new that nobody has not imagined. That's what I'm going to say, right? Never. It has to be imagined first. So how to imagine? There will be this talented people out of nowhere. There we go. Suddenly, S-tier game, S-tier artwork, S-tier stories, those S-tier music. Yeah. And you ask me, all right, so what's the difference between actually music is actually a very, 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 very good example as well. A lot of musicians these days, in fact, I would say 99%, all musicians, not, I won't say all, 99% of the musicians out there, they definitely need a reference point on something before they can create. And that is either A, listening to lots and lots of musics. That's one. Two, experiment it. And what do they experiment on? Experiment on existing musics. Music sheet, music score. Okay, yeah, you get the point. And that's it. And if this one, the reason why I'm saying 1% is because if you see the history of, throughout the history of music, there's only a handful that actually create something like really, really create. And it's rare. It's very, very rare. That's it. And giving it 1% is actually quite generous already, but I would say 1%. Yeah. So you need 1%. Not say 1%. There will be a few. Yeah, I know what. I would just use 1%. So 1% of people out there will definitely will have a eureka moment. They will have a very, very, I would say, milestone breakthrough, something super, super new. And then after that, people will start using it. All right. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna say it. All right. So according to this article, they are primarily using for placeholder stuff, and most of it will be placeholder stuff because everything will be replaced according to this line. Since concept art is going out explicitly, no, we have continued to increase our proof of concept artists, writers, no. Everything is incremental aim, no. Anyway, too well additive to a creative team, individual workflow, not a replacement of their skills. So yeah, it's used as a tool. We are researching and understanding the cutting edge of machine learning as a tool set for creatives, make their day-to-day life easier. Yeah, you basically want to reduce the redundant task, the routine legwork, and then you put all your mind into how can I make this much more different than what we have already. Okay, it's not to say reinvent the wheel. No, actually it's the other way around. It's not to say we are inventing a wheel. In fact, actually the same thing. I can use the wheel as a great example. But no, we are not going to use that. It's not reinventing the wheel. It is making the wheel So now, because you have the wheel, everything else is much simpler. You can transport stuff more, you can carry more, you can carry it faster. And then what is better than a wheel? A wheel with an engine. All right, now you don't need to rely on the horses, you don't need to rely on your own strength. Now you can actually have much more stuff. There we go. There we go. So that's the case. Where did it say? There is one. Probably it's in the video. Okay. Generative AI, flash out PowerPoint, but everything will ultimately appear. DVD will be created by actual humans. We are writing everything. Yeah. Okay. Cool. This is the most important thing. Back to the same thing, right? Ultimately, no, that will ultimately appear in divinity will be created by actual humans. Doesn't mean the word actual humans, but it will be created by people, right? This part you cannot replace with machine. I would say it's impossible. Okay, we are writing everything ourselves. Even with the reaction, yeah. Okay, that's about it. That's about it for this. Let's take a look at another article because we want to go as much article as much as we can. We are not pushing hard for replacing art concept artists with AI. I was explicit about concept and Gen AI. Can we Google and use? Okay, there we go. We use AI tools to explore reference, just like using Google and art books. Who could have thought? Because I can easily just get an art book, copy paste, and call it my art. But is it my art? There we go. Back to the same question. Question. It's a company of 500 people. That's a village. Yeah, you have to. People disagree. Oh, yeah, that's normal. There's a big difference between. Okay, this is one thing very, very important, and a lot of people kind of forgotten about it. Disagreeing does not mean against. Okay? Number one, disagreeing does not mean against. And if you're against it, all right, so what if you're against it, right? Against something is it's not a bad thing, okay? It's not a bad thing. So we don't need a lot of yes men. And that's the key thing. So do voice out your opinion as best as you can, especially to critics and whatnot. But people can also disagree to your disagreement. That is the second thing, right? It is just all this thing you cannot. How do I put this? Innovation will not happen if everything is just kept in a box, and that's also the thing, right? You have to keep on challenge each other as best as you can, and all out of good faith. That's the thing, right? Out of good faith, not people are not disagreeing because they are against you. They are just disagreeing. It's like, can we do this better, right? Is there a better way to do this, or can we use a different direction if we don't want to use Gen AI? Can we? Yeah. So a lot of things, right? It's a conversation. All right. I don't think I can find anything here. We want to make better games that don't feature AI content in them. Okay. We want to make better games that don't feature AI content. Okay, that is true. I don't want a copy paste AI. Big difference. I don't want to copy paste. Not even, in fact, I can use not just AI. I don't want a copy paste game. What's the difference between game A and game B if game B is a copy of A? And I will say this straight. B can never innovate on A because they copy. They don't have the essence of the game itself, even though it is a 100% copy, 1-to-1. Okay? And people will just say this is just a copy of another game if it's a 1-to-1. So you have to iterate, you have to change a few things here and there. And if you change only the skin, you're only changing the appearance. The essence is still the same. It's still the same game with another game. It's still a copy. And that's one of the biggest reasons why Pokemon is suing people left and right. Lawsuit! Oh my goodness, because they are trying to trademark certain game mechanic, the essence of the game. Unfortunately, Pokemon went way too much on the extreme. They're copywriting everything if they can, okay? And that is a big no, because you want to live, not say you want to leave a room, you always want to let people, get inspired with your game. As long they are not copying one to one, that should be okay. All right, I would say most games slash creative content slash idea slash no, actually everything is always 50%. 50% of an existing product or an existing idea, and then the other half of the idea, they will try to make it different. I think that's the best, right? 50-50. 50% can be from an existing product, and it should be from an existing product. One of the biggest reason is because you want to, nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect. Technology will always advance, and you want to keep putting new stuff in. And I cannot use 90% because 90% is going to be strenuous for most crowd out there, including me. That's why I say 50-50 is the best possible I wouldn't say compromise, but the best possible middle ground, literally down to the middle. And that's it, right? If people get inspired by my game, it's like, hey, that's great, right? Create something cool. What do you want to add? What can you add on top of my game to make it more cooler to play? Actually, I would be excited if people were to use my game as a inspirations or a starting point for their next game. Of course, if they were to copy one to one, it looks like my game, plays like my game, yeah, what's the point, right? What's the point? And that's one of the big thing that I also try my best. I try not to take too much from an existing game, but some things you just cannot change too much yet until you get the next iteration. And I would say I can easily say, all right, for example, let's say my game gets inspired, and then another person make make a game that inspired by my game, and other people inspired their game from the same person. So it basically, after a few generation, it can be a whole completely new game. But there's one or two game mechanic that you can never run away, right? For example, if the game needs to if the game has character, if the character needs to walk, it needs to walk. That's it. Right? You cannot change that. Yeah, there are some things you cannot change too much, and then some things you can change, and for each iteration down the road, it can be something new, and it should be something new. I would say this, okay? A game should not be the same game again and again and again and again. Like 10 years down the road, if I play the first iteration of the game, or the first game and the last game, there must be something uniquely different. It cannot be exactly the same, right? With a different skin. Okay, different skin maybe would work because graphic and whatnot, that there are some graphical visual breakthrough. That's also a different thing, but again, it has to be something different. If it's not different, it has to be improved upon. But I would dare say it has to be a little bit different. Like, how would I want to make, if I were to copy Brawler, can I use the word copy? No, before we use that word. If I want to make a game like Brawlers, what can I add on? But before we go to that part, let's see. Yeah, let's wrap this up before we move halftime. Halftime show is coming soon. Increase pool concept artists. All right, cool. Separate statement on X. All right, we are not pushing hard for replacing concept artists. We have a team. We are using to explore reference. Yep, there we go. This is no comparison. I talked we hire creative for their talent, not their ability to do what machines suggest. Yeah, no, exactly. The reason why you want people is you want them to try to do something way different that you cannot imagine, right? Simple as that. Very simple. All right, so super cool. And I think that's it. Yeah. All these are comments. I'm not gonna go to the comment section because we want to take from the original, if it's from the creator, the original quote as closely as we can, and then I will inject my opinion. Also, do note everything is my opinion. Okay, I think that's it. Let's take a look at the last one. We are looking, no, we are not trimming. All right, so all the consensus are here. Nope, don't care about this. News not so communities are not happy about it. Nah, respond backlash. The question is, do we care about the community? Yes, we do. But if you are gatekeeping, that's the reason why I try not to gatekeep my collection. But then I want to prevent bots from getting it. That's a whole nother story. We are neither releasing a game with any AI components, nor are we looking to trim down team. This part is kind of, you don't need to talk about it too much, but some people you really need to put this statement, so that's that. Animation the additive to creative individual workflow. It's exactly the same as doodling, drawing. Like, it's the same exact thing. You can't really run away from that. Yeah. All right. So I think the most consensus is people are just not happy with the word machine learning and generative AI, which I'm going to use it more often now. All right. We are definitely going to, I mean, I will use it more often. Okay. Cool. So that's that. Now we're going to go back to brawlers because we want to talk about this, right? While it's still hot. Can I copy? No, before can I copy? Now, if we were to remove brawlers from every single thing, right? We want to basically strip down brawlers to its most core component. Basically, the wrestling team, not a big deal. We are not bothered with that. The core component of the brawlers is the card game. It's exactly this. Come on, work it, work it. Wow, suddenly it's super, super slow. We don't really care about this. We don't really care about this. The life and power meter doesn't really matter in my opinion. At the end of the day, it's this. All right. Basically playing this 2 cards. And the number is 1 to 8. All right. For now, it's 1 to 8. What if I want to put 1 to 9? All right. I can put 1 to 9 if I want to. What's stopping me from this? But does it change the essence of the game? The core essence is still this game mechanic. Now the next question is, has anyone seen this game mechanic before? Not in this iteration. This is actually one of the, I won't say better iteration, one of the iteration that we have so far. The previous iteration or the previous go-to is literally dice roll. I roll my dice, you roll your dice. If whoever gets the highest number wins. I draw a card, you draw a card. Whoever gets the highest number wins. So this adds one more extra flavor. Now I'm gonna have a set of cards. I'm gonna play a card like this. All right. Now you can see one of my cards. That's one of the rules. So we have an extra iteration of it. And now we want to guess: am I playing a normal hand, right? Or am I bluffing? Ta-da! There we go. All right. Another iteration is I can actually forego. No, there's another game called Liar Dice. Right, that's from Pirates of the Caribbean. It's exactly the same thing. I have a bunch of cards. I will not show you my cards, and I'm just gonna put a number out, and then you have to guess whether I'm telling the truth or am I lying. Exactly the same game essence, but game mechanic is different. Aha! See, now we have different already. Now that's also another thing. Everyone. So at the end of the day, is this: we have a game mechanic and then we iterate it. Now, how I want to iterate this game. Unfortunately, at the current moment, I don't really have a go-to iteration. Or rather, how can I change this game a little bit? I would say, oh, you know what? We can play something like Uno. See, and at the same time, Uno needs to exist. We can put power cards in it, like literally non-numbered cards, and the non-numbered cards can be something else, like a joker, or we can do like a skip, or can we do like an auto win hand per se? All right, this is the time that I'm gonna use my guaranteed win hand. That changed the game a little bit more complex. At the same time, when the game goes a little bit more complex, is it fun to play? That's also another question. And all this requires gameplay. It requires a person to create the game and put it out there. Simple as that. I can even go as far as, okay, now I'm gonna have some smaller text under the card itself. Like now, if I play this particular card, it will say, okay, if your opponent plays like a 4 minus 2 points or plus 2 points. Oh no, now I have a power. Now I have some modifiers. Now I have a bit different. So many things I can do. So many things I can do. And the answer is iteration. Having as much iteration as you can, and that's it. Okay, so with that, we have the halftime show. First thing first, we want to talk about is very simple. It is the drop. All right, we have a, not say upcoming drop, we have a free drop, and that would be, let's see, I'm gonna grab NFT Hive. All right, we have an existing drop. It is still ongoing. We have a lot of drops, and I would say you have until the end of the year to pick it up, and I will start to put a requirement. Aha, and this would be it. No, not this. Creator, club casual. We have drop NFTs. All right, we have a lot more stuff to go on. We have plenty of stuff, like we have the monthly drops, November game celebration, members drop. All right, so number one requirement for next year. All right, this is for auto, and not say auto enrollment, but the moment you have this collection, you are eligible to be a member. Number one is you need the game celebration drop. That is the most important drop out there. You still can claim it. Okay, next up, do I want to have a next? Let's see, do I have some more? Because I want to do something a little bit more. We have September, we have August. Do we see it? I think we still have, right? Start date, no end date. All right, there we go, no end date. No end date, no start date. Okay. October, no. We don't want to put this, we don't want to put this, we don't want to put this. Okay, so there we go. So game celebration drop, number one. September members. Okay, September, not say members drop, but members drop. You need this and you need this. So right now we have three requirements. So 1, 2, 3. Do I want to add a bit more down the road? Probably a little bit. Okay. So with that, we also have a giveaway, and that is for bounty from bounty blocks. All right, I'm gonna load up bounty blocks. You have until this Thursday. I suppose to do weekend though. Weekend is the best time to do this. Okay, come on. Web3 2 contest and giveaway. Hold on a sec. Let me load. Can I use Polygon? Do I only use no wax? Wax. My collection will only exist on wax. That's about it. All right. Yeah, no, that's about it. Start date December 16, December 23, 1 week. 1 full week. Oh, wrong one. Click the wrong one. All right. So we have a giveaway. You guys can join. You have 5 days to go. Anyone who joins automatically will get one when the contents, when the giveaway ends. Another week, another giveaway. We're gonna do lots and lots of giveaways. Cool. All right, so that's that. That would be for the halftime show. Okay, done. All right, halftime show is done. Whew. Now we can talk about my game. Okay, so let's see where we are on my game side. Today's gonna be a cold. Today is a cold night, so that's that. I would do. Let me get this up and running. Okay, let's see where we are right now. Ah, dang it! I did not no, I'm gonna export it. I'm gonna do a quick little export, so bear with me just a little bit. Let's see, single player. So as far as the single player goes, we are kind of okay with it. I need some ooh, there we go. Yes, I remember. We have our robots to make. We have okay, robots is one. Okay, there we go. We have an animation. Right now we have I'm not say issue. Club swing. There we go. So we need a club swing. No, wrong one. Select you, and then we turn this off. Yes, sirree. Okay, club swing. So we have our the freebie giveaway. The NFT giveaway is this swing. There we go. Oh no, wrong swing. Wrong swing. Club swing. Okay. So we have this animation. Alright, so that's cool. Alright, that's one. And then of course we have another swing. This one, unfortunately, I have not modeled the vine. That is the thing. But I did model something else. I did model the airship. And I think we can finally call it done. Well, design wise done. Color, because we have to move up to the next thing, and that is color and whatnot, which will be up on Thursday. One of the key thing is I need the design. The design has to be locked down. So bear with me a little bit. I'm gonna don't save. I'm gonna load the oh no, wrong one. Single player title. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna load the airship and put here. And of course, we did have our club. All right, so club is good. That was the previous modeling, the first official modeling session once the game went live. And of course, you can play my game. The game is free to play. All right, I think I need to do some logistic stuff. So because tonight is a cold night, we're gonna do a little bit more logistic things. But first, let me do some show and tell. And I think we did talk about the game that I'm gonna plan to do for next year. We're gonna go through a little bit more in details. All right, basically we want to get as much building blocks out as best as we can. Yeah, you know what, that's it. That's the word, right? We want to get as much building blocks out. We also want to identify the challenges, and I would probably sprinkle a little bit of like things that I wish I have the knowledge to do, right? That I don't have right now, right? Yeah, I'm gonna put it that because some of those things I really want to do it, and that's one of my ultimate goal for game dev. Like, okay, while this is loading, I will now get airship because I need to export the airship. And if I were to do the airship right now, okay, good. It's come on. Okay, yes. Don't lag on me. Because right now everything is lagging. I didn't turn on my task manager, so I don't know if my if my memory and everything is spiked up because I have the game running. Not technically I have the game running. I have brawlers running. And I think I can, you know what? I think we can make a soft decision right now. Yeah, since I already talked too much, a lot about it anyway, might as well just make a soft decision. We will only play brawlers on Thursday community night. Done. All right, that's for next year. Only Thursday. Only when there is a community night, community tournament night. That's it. Yeah, let's make it. I think we can make it as kind of official in a way, but for now we're gonna make it soft official. Because that's most likely gonna happen anyway. Most likely. So I'm gonna say it straight. We will play brawlers only on the community night. Now, with that being said, I will still adhere to the original promise that I promised myself this year. and that is I will still continue to stream brawlers as best as I can because there's only a few weeks left, and let's ride it out. If we get games, great. If we don't get games, you know what? That's how it goes. All right, I need to adapt. Yeah, adapt and also change when required. There is no way. There is not saying no way. That's how it is, right? I can't just. Ah, I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't want to. It sounds like it's whining, which is actually it is whining, right? Blabbering. Because I will always use back this. I will always go back to Fortnite. How Fortnite changes the whole entire course of their game, and it is crazy good. All right, nobody expected that. They really changed everything. And before we end, all right, there is one more topic. All right, the topic is not about my game. The topic is about Spin Tycoon. They got their first town hall, which I would say they should do it every month, if not every quarter. We're gonna talk more about that. Okay, I did say, right, every month is the best like middle ground for everything. So I'm gonna revisit this line again because I still feel every week is still the best, but every week is usually no, every week is gonna be tough. All right, I will admit every week is gonna be tough because this is not a even traditional. Not really. No, you know what? Okay, after seeing everything, but then that's why you have communication manager, PR manager, and whatnot, right? So you can do this on a weekly basis. But some games they don't really. If it's not live service, is yeah. Anyway, I'm yapping too much, so we're gonna give a little what do you call this? Uh, oh no, not to say backtrack, we want to reevaluate certain things because I still feel that weekly communication is the best, regardless how big or small it is. Okay, weekly communication is the best. Not all games can do weekly communication. Fair enough. Okay, so this is the airship. I am finally super happy on it. There are some things can be better, like the engine part. It's like, can be better, but my limited modeling knowledge, that is as far as I can go. I'll probably try to put a little bit more details on the propeller, the rudder, the prop. Maybe I'll adjust. Yeah, no, actually, you know what? I actually ran out of idea on how to make the engine a bit more cooler. Not saying ran out of idea, but I need to see. The thing is, I don't want to over model too much. So from now, I think the engine is great. Can be better, definitely can be better, but with the whole entire prop, yeah, this engine looks good. Keep it simple, looks good. The balloon up here is a little bit can be a bit better. I want to do something like a net over here, but the net modeling too much effort. I don't have the skill for that. All right, so right now I'll do something like that, and then at least I add as much smaller details as best as I can. I could put a little bit more details in the boat. Oh, you know what? I think that's what's lacking. In the boat, we don't really have some cool details. All right, I'll probably do that. Just add in a slight little more detail because right now this looks empty. Only the inside, right? Only the inside. But overall, the question is, do you really look at the inside? The answer is not really. So in this case, yeah, look at that. It fits. It fits. Can I make it bigger? Do I want to make it bigger? All right, let's try. This definitely needs a little scale. I'm gonna grab you. And I'm gonna put you in here. No, just nice. There we go. Just nice. I want to make it slightly bigger, but I think this is good enough. Yeah, no. I'm gonna say this is just nice. Wow. Wow, first try. Oh, Yeah, probably can. Yeah, probably a little bit larger is okay. Smaller will be a little. Actually, smaller is also not bad. Yeah, smaller is also not bad. Because this is not. You know what? Smaller is. Yeah, no. This feels alright. Okay. Yeah, this feels alright. Sweet. You know what? That's it. Yeah, and I'm satisfied. The airship, I am satisfied with it. So basically, in the game, this is gonna be one of the update. And then I did say a little bit. I'm gonna grab some of the items that I've made as well. Like, I'm gonna put it into the game as an Easter egg. If you see it, great. If you don't see it, then oh well. It's in the game. It's in the game. Unfortunately, these two guys takes a back seat for now. I have not. Oh, yeah, these two guys takes a back seat for now. All right, I need to start working on these guys after this. So I need to get this airship up and running. Then only I move on to the robots, and this would be hopefully I can get it done by the end of the year, and that would be the last. Right. Whew. Okay. Sweet. So that's that for my game for now. Basically, lots of time needed for modeling session, and I can't model on stream just yet. I probably will try to do it, but I wonder how it would work, right? Because I will model halfway, and then that's it. 1 hour goes very very fast when it comes to modeling. Okay, gonna say this straight, very very fast. All right. So with that done, now what we want to do, we want to take a look at Spin Tycoon. All right, let me load this guy up. Let me set. Because Spin Tycoon, I'm not going to go through the video for sure. We're going to go through some of the things that were asked because I think it's cool and it's something that we can learn a little, right? I want to learn a little. Okay, come on, Discord, load up. Everything is super slow right now. Super slow. Okay. Tyranno Studios. Okay, miss your first town hall with Tommy and Mike Rubinelli. Got you covered. Here is a full Q&A. Ooh, a full Q&A. Very interesting. Most interesting. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, we have a video and whatnot. Alright, cool. Go away, shoo. Okay, let's switch up. Spin Tycoon Town Hall Recap Q&A with Michael Rubinelli. Let's go. Doing spins for the third. Alright, we can have that. Below is a cleanup Q&A. How did Spin Tycoon begin? Most important thing, Spin Tycoon started development as late of 2021 during the early days in crypto gaming and play to earn experimentation. At that time, initial concept leaned heavily to mining mechanics, currency, and ownership style system. As development continued, one thing has become very clear: the slot machine themselves were genuinely fun to play. Is it? I've tried it. I'm gonna say straight out, it's part of the gameplay. That's for sure. That's for sure. Is it fun? There are some entertainment qualities to it, right? There are some. But it is a slot machine, so that's as much as it can go. There are four distinct the slot machine: art style, pacing, personality. Yeah, that's art style. Rather than focusing on financial mechanics, the team choose to build around that fun core experience. This I would disagree a little bit. It is still a key mechanic, but it didn't kind of build around it because it only featured on one mini gameplay. Alright, one mini gameplay. Anyway, that's not a big deal. To me, that's not the big deal. That is something that it is part of the game design. I'm gonna say this straight, okay? It is part of the game design. As market trends shifted away from pure mining and NFT heavy design, the project evolved to something more deeper. The focus moved towards city building, progression, and PvP. Goal of creating a game people would want to play regardless of trends. Okay, so there we go. Our first pivot away from the Web3 ecosystem. Haha, there we go. The first iteration. Okay. Now, with that, why focus on a Web2 audience first? Haha, this is the one that I want to know, and I think this is the most important thing. Web3 gaming is highly fragmented across blockchain, wallets, and standards. Agree? While the audience is meaningful, they are still much smaller. They are still much smaller than traditional free-to-play market. 100% agree. Again, yeah, that's the reason why I created my game to be out of the chain, and I would say single player. To top it up, I would say single player for me because that is how much of a skill that I have right now. Unfortunately, the decision was to build a strong Web2 game first, grow a large and engaged audience, then decide later how Web3 elements might fit. Exactly the same sentiment. You want to focus on game first. Straight up. Game first, and then we want to revisit on how do we want to use the Web3. In this case, I'm going to only focus on NFTs, right? Only on the collection part. I would say forget about tokens. Don't ever put tokens in the game. No to tokens. Straight up. All right, only NFTs. And NFTs has to be something that is collectible, not a currency system. It cannot be used as a currency system. The whole idea is you cannot use currency system on a Web3 site because that's where people will start abusing it a lot, like a lot. So you want to reduce the abusiveness of it. So in this case, the collectability of the item itself, which is NFT. So if you release only an NFT is only a much more smaller amount compared to tokens, right? Tokens can have millions and millions and billions, but for NFTs you can have like, you know what, a handful, 5,000. That's actually not a lot, but actually also quite generous. We will talk about the additions next year, not this year, right? Next year, because again, I don't really have an answer for it. I don't know how to fit in, and even Spin Tycoon also admits that they decide how they want to fit the Web3 elements later. Key thing. Okay, how do you want to describe Spin Tycoon? Someone new. Spin Tycoon is a PvP game. Okay, straight up they will say it's a PvP game, which is important because you want to set the expectation. It's fundamentally about player versus player competition, and when it comes to PvP, not to say I'm not interested, but this is more of a strategy style, right? But is it heavily rely on strategy, like pure reliance on strategy? Yes, no, at the same time. Again, I've played it already, so I know how it goes. Build your city, set up defenses, research, upgrade, and attack other players. Because I did say if you want to do a PvP strategy game style, you need to have a little bit. What differs between an autoplay and a manual control and whatnot. So that's a long list of stuff over there. But one thing did nice. I would say Spin Tycoon did well, right? In both alpha, beta, and the initial game release. Quest is important. You need to have an, not to say PvP focused routine, but you need something that is not PvP based all the time. So having a not just you cannot heavily rely on PvP, although the game is a PvP game. So what is a PvP game without PvP? It's absurd, right? I understand. So the next best thing is daily quests. Something that I've been talking a lot. Daily quests. Give some people some incentive to log in the game. At least, right? Something. Alright, what makes Spin Tycoon different from how troops are earned instead of a slot machines playing out chips like traditional players spend chips and earn troops? Yeah, it's the same. It's the same concept, just different iteration, and I like it. Right, these are the things, small things, right? Small iteration is always good. Okay, do something different from other people. In this case, Spin Tycoon do things a little bit different, which is great. Like I said, right? Small little iteration, even though the game mechanic is from an existing game. All right, two distinct influences are Coin Master, Monopoly Go. Both users random outcome to view progression and play interactions. Spin Tycoon takes the idea further. So a lot of so we got more RNG here. Haha, RNG factor. Okay, I have nothing else to add. I really don't. I really like the RNG factor, but there are some small little problem with RNG factor as well. So we're gonna just leave it there for now, right? Because I want to go through this whole entire thing. There's so many things to talk about. All right, so what games? All right, Spin Tycoon takes the idea further by layering in troops upgrade, mana-based combat. This is very typical tabletop. It's a tabletop mechanic, which is great. Like I said, you want to get as much small ideas here and there and make it into a game. Tech research, meaningful offensive, defensive decisions, strategy determines outcome, not just randomness. All right, this part I would partially disagree because it is, again, game balancing for now. It still kind of heavily rely a little bit more on randomness. It's truth to be told, a little bit, just a little bit, right? But this can be fixed. Like I said, not a big deal. It's just which is good, right? This is important. But if you want to have strategy determine outcomes, then you cannot rely on random outcomes to fuel progression. So that's basically it's less. Yeah, you know what? It clashes. These two just clashes, right? Random outcomes, not just randomness. So control random. I know what it's saying. Okay, I do try. I did a lot of random stuff, as in random mechanics. But is it really? Anyway, I derailed too much. All right. What do you learn from the first beta? First beta tutorial was far too long. We built more than one. Yeah, no. Second lesson was player progress much faster than expected. Content we thought would last for months, consume in weeks. Unfortunately, that will always happen. It is a choice. This is really a choice. Do you want how do you want to pace out your content? At the same time, engagement was strong. Players were returning multiple times a day, spending long sessions in the game, which validate the core loop. Unfortunately, this I have to disagree. The spinning takes way too long. Way too long. Even with the new iteration, way too long. The only good part is they solve it by giving you some quality of life stuff. But being a typical game, a typical mobile game type of stuff, yeah, it is kind of locked behind not say paywall, but you need to pay for quality of life, either with real money or in-game currency. You can't run. I have to admit, you can't run. I can't run away from that as well if I were to do something like that. Right. Second beta focus on removing friction. Players now start with a pre-built city. They can move buildings freely, have access to bulk actions. I would say the alpha is much better in the beta, in the city building, because at least you got a goal to build a city first. But of course, there are certain gameplay mechanic again, like again, it's all about balancing. The goal is to reduce administrative tasks and maximize time spent on actual gameplay, strategy, and progression. Which is true. You know what? It is true that the new one, that the new iteration does reduce all this logistic stuff, which is cool. Okay, you know what? I will admit, I have to admit, the ideal challenge slightly exceeds player. Oh no. What do you think about the challenge and difficulties? The ideal challenge slightly exceeds player's current skill level. If the game is too easy, player gets bored. If it's too hard, get frustrated and quit. Ugh. Ugh. Burped. Most rewarding moments when player finally break a defense that they previously could not beat. That sense of earned progress is what Spin Tycoon designed around. Yeah, 100% agreed. 100%. What surprises once real players entered soft launch? Players always find strategies developed and that developers do not anticipate. Some clever and healthy, some expose balance issue and unintended exploits. This is normal, right? The question is how you want to balance it. Our focus is keeping PvP healthy. With something breaks the intended experience, it gets turned. When something simply just smart play, let it evolve, right? That's normal. Why was patch 1.12 such a major update? All right. So focus on 3 areas: expanding ways to earn gems, improving battle balance, smoothing the early game. All right. One key change was combat power protection. Players below a certain power threshold can no longer be attacked by significant stronger players. Again, this is great change. In fact, no, that's great. Perfect. Nothing to add. Shield were adjusted to improve basically this MMR. This is what I call MMR, and Mike Rubinelli obviously know, right? Basically, you cannot curb storm lower level newbies. Is if you reach to a certain level, you fight with that level. So you cannot say it's pay to win, right? There is a pay to win element in it, but it's not pay to win because once you reach to that level, you will fight against that level bracket, which is very, very important. Shields were adjusted to improve target availability, and repair costs were lowered to reduce frustration, right? Nothing much. The goal was protect new players while giving experienced player more meaningful opponents. Yeah, straight up simple, right? Not to say you want to, no, you always want people to match up to their skill level, but because strategy game, how do you do skill level? And this is a typical tabletop rule: army level. If you're gonna bring expensive enemies to the playing field, then you need to fight against the similar enemy power level. There we go. Done. Several troops were being used in ways we did not intended. All right, this is basically what do you call this? Game balance. I won't go too deep in it because it's more on the game itself. All right. What is the bank and how does the 24 operation give best return? The bank allows players to earn gems by depositing in for set duration. So basically, it's in-game, what do you call this? Game mechanic. One of the resources. All right. The 24-hour option gives the best return, designed to reward daily engagement. Yeah, there we go. Longer deposits are more passive, but coming back daily is always encouraged. So in this case, oh, wait, did I read wrongly? The 24-hour option gives the best return? Isn't it the other way around? You want people to keep coming back into the game as often as it is. So in this case, they should put a 1-hour timer rather 24 hours. 24 hours lets people, come in, click a few buttons, and then get out. Right. Yeah, this is the literal opposite of a typical I would call it a gacha game, a mobile game. I'm going to use mobile game because gacha game actually has a lot of all these small little things, and because I played way too much gacha games, some of the game mechanic I am well versed. How do the casino Steam affect strategy? Intentional power progression across casino, higher tier, more spin, longer to unlock, but they offer stronger troops. Yeah, this normal. Doesn't matter about the casino team or not. It's straight up basic game mechanic 101. The stronger the units you have, the more harder / time consuming it will take. Alright. That's it. What advice do you have for new players? New players should focus on upgrading their miners early, using mining bot for offline progress. All right, this is just efficiency take. What mistakes should new players avoid? The biggest mistake, assuming you are stuck and quitting. Okay, this part I will probably need to revisit and see how can it go. Yeah. Another mistake is assuming the game is pay to win. It is, not 100%. There is a certain element into it, okay, which I think I've made a soft review on it. Yeah, it's not game breaking, and because if you have your army size lock to a certain, I would say, level, yeah, it's not really a big deal. All right, what's coming next? iOS launch, shorter time priority, improve onboarding queues, Google Play authentication. All right, cool. Path of Champions, a PvE mode, structured challenge and unique rewards. Yeah, this Tower Tycoon, Tycoon Tower. See, I did say, right, you need a PvE somewhere. You know what? When the Path of Champions comes out, I want to take a look. I really want to take a look at this because PvP, not to say I dislike PvP, but you want to give as much variety as you can. You know what? More on this next time. But yeah, there we go. There we go. What does success look like for next year? Consistent audience growth, retention, goals to clip layering meaningful, much more coming Spin Tycoon, new modes, new challenges, deeper system. I'm gonna say it straight, okay? You need a hero. You need a hero. Best example, in fact, the example is Clash of Clans. Straight up. Clash of Clans. Say it with me. We need heroes. Right? You need a hero. It's time and the funny thing is time and time again it has been, I won't say it has been proven, but if you want something that has a little bit of meaning, I won't say meaningful progression, but at least a, no, actually it is a meaningful progression, is heroes or notable NPC. Not naturally a hero. Hero, see? We all agree on. We want, and this is a part where we can easily, right, move on once they implement a Web3, right? You can port out your heroes, or you can have a hero with skins, you know, stuff like that. Possibilities, but the main reason why hero, okay? If it's not hero, no, hero is the easiest to do. The reason why I say hero is the easiest because if it's not hero, you can do army, you can customize your army. No, I have to take it. Even though you can customize your army, at the end of the day, people just like heroes. They like a unique character. Like I could not. This is not just for me. The Japanese knows it, the Asian knows it, and in fact, the Western knows it. For example, right? Obviously, if you play a lot of JRPG or Japanese JRPG, right, or any Asian RPGs out there, everything is focused on hero based. Not say game mechanic. Game mechanic can be anything, but there is a unique character that you can collect some sort in a way. Another, if you don't want to use JRPG and whatnot, we can literally use the most RPG of RPG, Dungeons and Dragons. Literally, it is player focused heroes and whatnot. Yeah. Anyway, that's that for Spin Tycoon. And yeah, no, I did see one of the key thing I will have to give props is they switched to the most important thing first. Game first. Gameplay first. Is the game fun to play? And everything says yes, they are putting a lot of effort in making the game fun first, and then the rest worry about Web3. Exactly like what I anticipated, what I expected as well. And with that, you know what? That's great. That's great. I will revisit this game soon once they have the PvE content out, and I want to see what changes. Yeah, Path of Champions. That'll be quite an interesting thing. And we also want to evaluate, like, what if I were to come in much later, like let's say 6 months later, 1 year later, do I feel completely left out? Or is it still on a, I won't say on a decent, obviously veteran players have more insights in the game mechanic and whatnot, all right? I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna, what do you call this? Dismiss that, right? Coming in earlier in the game allows you to check out everything of the game, give feedbacks and whatnot. But what I mean is, like, if you come in halfway, do you feel left out? The key thing is, do you feel left out? Do you feel that you missed out a lot if you came in late? That is one of the most important thing that a lot of game these days, especially what do you call this, live service games, kind of missed out. It's a small little thing that makes people keep coming back to a certain type of to not say certain type of game, coming back to multiplayer games. Like, simple as that. Very, very simple. With that, that's all I have for you for today. Very, very nice. Excelente. And let me see on my checklist. Okay, so before we end, we have our topic of the day. Check. We have our second topic. Check. We have our kinda a game talk, also check. So I dare say we kinda have everything. Oh, we have our halftime show, which we have our, what do you call this? I think a giveaway announcement and stuff. Check. Okay, you know what? We have everything. Everything is done. So everything is according to not say schedule. I got all my checklists. Yeah, very, very important because I do miss out a lot. And with that, that is all I have for you for today. For those who are viewing on stream, I wish you good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night wherever you are. Have a nice day, my friends. Stay safe. Until then, I will see you guys same time, same place this Thursday. Yes, sirree. And for those who are watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and help this channel grow. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Whew, ooh boy. Boy, today is a loaded show. You know what? I think this is good. This is good. The schedule is great. All right, see ya.